Billy L in the house. Aqua Ghana. Bitcoin ballin'. Bring it to you raw. Here we go. Here we go. Bitcoin ballin', gonna chat callin'. What you need, baby, I got you. Bitcoin ballin', Aqua we all in. It's our time. No more sleeping.
Friday, we made it through this tumultuous week. We made it, guys. If you're here, congratulations. Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I'm your co-host, David. We're coming at you from our studio here in Sin City, Nevada. Please, before we get into the content, quick disclaimer. Nothing that's said on this channel should be taken as financial advice, so please do your own research. With that being said, here's your co-host, Big Rob. What's that?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If you're your first time checking us out, we are entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information. And what do we do with it? We package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do the live streams. We also do the deep dives. We got a Cardano deep dive we put up on Wednesday. Go watch it. If you haven't watched it yet, what the hell wrong with you? But this is the live stream, so make sure you check out the deep dives. Now, if you haven't liked the video yet, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to take a moment of silence to like the video. Okay. Now, if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and do us a favor and subscribe too. We'd appreciate it. And notification bell, turn that thing on. Muchas gracias. David, how you feeling, bro?
Bitcoin's moving.
Bitcoin is up, baby. Bitcoin is up. Here we go. We're back, baby. We're back.
If you guys
know what this is? You know what this is? That's the bull horns, baby.
If you guys are ever curious why I say that every show, it's because literally what Robin was saying for like 3 weeks straight. Bitcoin's moving. Bitcoin's moving. Bitcoin's moving. So yeah.
It's all the bull horns, baby. The bull market is back.
Stop it.
Not really. Not
It's
really.
not.
All right. Roll call. Roll call. Nashawn, welcome. First person in the chat. Everybody, round of applause for Nashawn. And
Rocco,
we
clap
got
your hands.
Russell in here. Brokey Yoshi, HP, Olga Chef, YU Loud Gang. We got Brokey Yoshi, Lala, Kenny G, RA Daniel, AZ Chris, all in the house. Welcome.
You say my boy Will?
Will? Where's Will at? Oh, and your boy Will.
My boy Will.
Yeah.
Better get it right.
That's right.
So, what a week, huh? What a week. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen over the weekend. Because not really any big YouTube channels that do videos on the weekend, except a few. And so, do you think we're going to find out more about this Terra Luna situation? What are you thinking, man?
I don't know, man.
News keeps coming out.
You know what? The thing is there is a lot of people just running and coming up to conclusions without having any real evidence to back it. You see something on Twitter, you're like, that's what happened, and you go and repost it. And so you had this echo chamber of rumors and things of that nature. And now, and here's the thing, that I'm sure there's legitimacy to some of it, or somebody took one piece of information and kind of expanded on it in their own words and ended up growing into something that more than likely is, 80% not true. 20% true, 80% not true. Here's the thing. Does it really matter? Project is dead. How it got there?
Are you dollar cost averaging in a Terra?
Bro, if I hear one more YouTuber talk about dollar cost averaging and throwing in the word Terra Luna behind it, it's hella irresponsible, bro.
Yeah.
You might as well tell your community dollar cost average into a meme coin that's not listed on any exchange. It's the same risk. I'm talking about like just launched Binance, Pancake Swap, like token. Like you probably got the same likelihood of getting returns on something like that as you do Terra Luna right now. So YouTube, I don't get it, man. You know what I mean? Like there's all these well-respected personalities out here talking about dollar cost. I don't know. Maybe people just lost so heavily on Terra Luna that they're just scraping and grasping at any promise or idea that they can still retain some value by dollar cost averaging in when it's 3 zeros and a 1. A 1/100th of a penny. Or no, 1/1000th of a penny because it's 3 zeros. So 1/1000th of a penny is what Terra Luna is sitting at. 1 week ago was at $60. If you lost money, I'm sorry. At face value, it looked like a good project. You know, I mean, it had a big community. There was a ton of red flags, and we always say do your research. And obviously, I wasn't invested in the project, thank God. So I was fortunate there. Yeah, I never bought Luna. I know
You said you had Luna. No,
never bought any Luna.
I had Luna.
I was looking at entry points. I saw the run up, but I was just looking at it from a chart perspective, and I saw, and you know that what kind of got me interested in was the Bitcoin, them buying Bitcoin, and I was just kind of like, wow, that's a great idea. You know, you're bringing in Bitcoin, so you're hedging your project against Bitcoin, but ultimately what that did was it just invited, you know, it just created a ransom. You're like, hey, bring down our network. Not only do you get all the total value lock we got on here, but we also got this first place prize, $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. So there was a lot of red flags, you know, in hindsight. And, you know, that's how a lot of these projects are. You know, all the projects that kind of go under, ones that people don't expect, you can always look at it in hindsight and be like, well, that was obvious. That was obvious. But the thing is nobody's really saying that during the euphoric stage. So anyways, you live, you learn,
right,
and hopefully you didn't get burned.
All right. So Kenny said Do Kwon issued a statement. Here you go. Will you pull up my laptop, Rocco? So this is from 30 minutes ago. Submitted Friday by Terraform Labs CEO Do Kwon. His revival plan amounts to a restart of the entire Terra blockchain, with network ownership getting distributed entirely to UST and Luna holders through 1 billion new tokens. Even if UST peg would eventually restore after the last marginal buyers and sellers have capitulated, the holders of Luna have so severely been liquidated and diluted that we will lack the ecosystem to build back up from the ashes. So he's essentially he continued, UST holders need to own a large share of the network as the network's debt holders. They deserve to be compensated for the tokens they have been holding to the end. So,
project is dead. And here's the thing. It's dead. It doesn't matter what you roadmap here. You went from $50 billion, you know, joint amount of money locked up in different tokens. You went from $50 billion between the two down to, what are they at now? Like 10 million or something?
what?
The project?
10 million what?
Market
cap?
Probably. They lost another 99%.
They keep getting diluted.
They lost another 99% in 24 hours. So more than likely they're at $6-7 million now.
They are at 923 million.
923 million total.
What is that right here?
On Terra?
Yep. Terra Luna market cap 923 million. I could be wrong. Numbers are 726 million. I bet you these are all wrong.
Right. Yeah, that ain't right. Because basically a project in, so right now a project in, I think it's top 120 is at about that market cap. So right now the market cap of Stacks, which is number 70 on the market cap list, pull my laptop up. So on CoinMarketCap, so at number 70 on the CoinMarketCap list, $700 million is number 70. So Terra Luna is far, far off of number 70. They're number 213, which is it. That's not even right either. But.
And their circulating supply is not right either.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're gonna get away from that. Well, there'll be plenty of talks on Terra Luna, but we'll get back to it. Project sucks. It's dead. whatever Do Kwon wants to whatever do, the community has lost all of its value. It's lost all of its trust. And if it were to come back, it would be at least 5 years. It would be under a new token name, and Do Kwon can't be there. So pretty much the entire thing's got to swap into something else completely, top to bottom. But more than likely, the devs that, you know, like number 2 in command and all of the prominent dev team, they're just going to leave and go somewhere else and probably either start their own chain somewhere else, or they're going to just be absorbed into another project. And Do Kwon's going to be out. So it's just the way the market works, bro. You basically caused one of the largest collapses in cryptocurrency in the history, at least from the amount of billions of dollars lost in the matter of 48 hours. If you're behind that, whether or not it was your intention, if you're the leader of that, and that's what happened.
Here's the thing.
You're toast, bro.
People were warning you. People were telling you. You got people that,
but
and you just wrote them off. You made fun of them. You laughed at them, and here you go.
But here's the thing. I don't really blame them on that. You know what? It wasn't good code from the get-go. Should have realized it, yeah. But the thing is every project gets laughed at. Bitcoin got laughed at for forever, and it still gets laughed at. People talk about, it's going to go to zero. It's going to be broken. It's not about being
laughed at, bro. But when multiple people are saying the same thing, it would
what project doesn't get that?
It would at least make sense to look into it. No.
And I'm sure they did, and they probably felt comfortable with their business models saying that it was going to work. And obviously, there was a lot of variables that happened to play out at the wrong time, and you know, they didn't try to crash the network.
Of course not.
And it wasn't like they knew it was going to crash and they just went full steam ahead. They were just ignorant. And it's the same thing that happened with the Titanic. It's not like the captain of the ship purposely crashed it into an iceberg. You had a list of failures that all one by one got overlooked from top to bottom. I mean, it's just this culmination of failures and ignorance. And you can look at the collapse of any of these big institutions in the history of the financial world. And if you can look at the ones that weren't done intentionally, and you can just see failures, and you can see red flags that popped up the whole way down. And so cryptocurrency, they're known for taking flack. Give me one cryptocurrency that hasn't been just shit on by the experts. Everybody. Cardano's got the most haters ever. Bitcoin had nothing but haters for the first 6 years. And Ethereum, you know, obviously they've had their issues. Tether's a Tether bomb. Everybody's hated on Tether, especially last cycle. I mean, XRP, you know, Solana. I'm just going down the list of the top projects. Everybody's been pooped on. So, you know, the fact that people are like, well, you know what? People were calling this. People were saying it was a bad project. What project doesn't catch that? That's what I'm saying. It's not like all of a sudden you got a project and then you're like, well, you know, a lot of people are saying this is bad. That's every project.
When they're pinpointing to a specific thing, when they're all pinpointing to the same thing.
You could pinpoint the miners being able to take over the network on Bitcoin. You could say the same thing about wormholes and Ethereum. You could say the same thing about the Tether bomb. You could say the same thing about XRP being a security.
If 10 people come up to you and say, hey, Robin, you're losing a lot of weight, man. Are you going to go to the doctor and be like, why the fuck am I losing weight?
No, but if every person has the same 10 people coming up to them and every person in the entire room has that coming up. If I decide to be vegan and I'm at a vegan dinner and every time we go to a vegan dinner, the waiter and other people around us are making fun of us for our diet and saying, I don't know. At some point, you're just like, this is natural. But this is what happens.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you're just regular Robin. Nothing changes about you. And people notice, hey, man, you're losing a lot of weight. You're not really working out. You're not trying to lose weight.
Here's the thing. Give me one project that people aren't screaming at the top of their heads about the project being stupid or broken.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is when it's so specific and multiple people are saying
they're
the same
all
thing.
Specific. The energy FUD on Bitcoin is so specific that you're like, yo, they track down the energy numbers. XRP is literally in court with the U.S. government. Like, give me one project that doesn't have specific problems. The network for Solana has went down 7 times. It doesn't get no more specific than turning off the light switch. So, I mean, this is the space we're in. It's a new frontier that is full of question marks. And so there's going to be other projects that go down. And you can sit here and look and be like, well, this guy said this about this and this and this. We should have all known. Like, well, the thing is all of these projects, you can do the same thing. There ain't not one project that's free of criticism. Yeah. Not in cryptocurrency. Yeah. Okay. So where are we at on the markets? $30,000 Bitcoin. How you doing? Welcome back. Ethereum, over $2,000. Welcome back. And Tether, almost at $1. Welcome back. So this thing did repeg, and now it's lost a little bit. I'm still in the camp where I'm like, man, if this thing unpegs, watch out. So still a possibility. I mean, this here is not what you want to see in a stablecoin chart. If I told you this was a stablecoin chart, would you be worried?
What does that know?
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying it's going to go under. I'm not going to say it's going under. But I'm just saying, if I were to take somebody that knows nothing about crypto and I was like, hey, this is a chart that's supposed to follow the price of an asset and never fluctuate. What do you think about this chart? Yeah. They would be like, well, you said it's not supposed to fluctuate? What's that big ass red dip there? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so what scares me is the fact that this dip happens to look awfully similar to another dip that we just had that crashed the market. Where's old UST?
Oh, he spelled it wrong.
UST, bro. How do you
leave it to Robin and spelled 3 letters wrong?
All right. So, taking a look at this.
Yeah, but it never got back up to that $1, man. That's the difference. Okay. Never got back up to that $1.
So, looking at that, you got this one. And then
I'm trying to find a project that nobody talked about it.
Yeah, Tether went back up to $1 though.
And it's not at $1. Wrong.
No, it's at $1. It's at 99. It's $1.
But historically, it's not been at 999. You are like historic. No, I'm not trying to be funny here. You have a stable coin that's supposed to be $1, and when it fluctuates, it's by like 1/1000th of a penny. I'm talking about 0.99 in the history of this thing. It's been out since 2014. Typically, it's always going to be off by like 0.0001. Now that is not anymore. And now you're looking at something that is off by 1/10 of a cent, 1/20th of a cent. And it's concerning, bro. I'm sorry. You might not think it's a big deal, but this is a big deal.
Okay, pull up my laptop.
Or it could be a huge deal.
Pull up my laptop. Here you go. Here's Tether all time. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times. It's gone under 99 cents. Did it die? No.
I'm not saying that it's going to collapse. I'm not saying for certain, hey, guys, everything's about to collapse. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, for me, what just happened with UST, looking at what's happening with USDT, it raises a concern, bro.
There you go.
And if you went in,
here's USDC.
If you just saw what happened to UST, and you're just going to be oblivious and be like, well, that was a one-time event that'll never happen again. I don't really care. I'm just going to FOMO into all stable coins and not really give a fuck. That's not sound advice. If you see something happen once, you know it can happen again. History always repeats itself. So it ain't going to be the first stable coin to go down. It ain't going to be the last. Simple as that.
Here's USDC.
I get it. Stable coins have variations.
There you go. So stop trying to FUD Tether.
Dude.
You fudder.
It's
You're a futter.
You need to proceed with caution, bro.
Of course
because
you do.
Here's the thing.
With any investment.
You also this isn't an investment. This is a tool. You shouldn't be taking risk in a tool.
Then don't buy stable coins.
That's what but you have to use stable coins. You can't transact without stable coins. So now we had one stable coin literally make everybody lose their money. And so now you have to use stable coins. So why not take a look at what's in front of you and make a decision? Be like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't use that stable coin. There's a little volatility in it, and volatility in stable coin is not good. The word stable coin and volatility, stable and volatility are polar opposite words. So that's all I got. So.
Wow.
Anyways, taking a look at crypto bubbles. How you doing? We got Luna down 99%. Again, in 24 hours. UST down 61%.
Let me ask you this, Robin.
What's up?
You put 10K in UST. You're sitting at $1,500. Are you cashing out? Or are you holding out?
If you have any money in this ecosystem, you take it out right now. There is no more ups for this. You might get a small retracement. You might get a little bounce. But the odds of you timing that are so rare. More than likely, what's going to happen is this 99% is going to be 99% tomorrow. This 61% is going to be another 61% tomorrow. And you're hoping for something that's not going to come back, bro. That's all I got. Gala up 40%. What's going on with Gala? Why are they up? They must have some new game probably launched or something. We love Gala. Love Gala. Love Gala here. GMT still stepping up the ranks. And we got Mana up 33%. So everything's up. Why is everything up? Well, probably has something to do with the Nasdaq being up 3.3%. So
crypto markets were up before Nasdaq was up. So
I don't know.
Your thesis is wrong.
No. Here's the thing. I saw the futures going up yesterday.
You know what I've never understood? So there's pre-market numbers and post-market numbers. Who are the people that get to trade in those markets?
It's you don't trade. You don't trade. You put in your orders and they'll execute when the market opens. So let's just say it's 6 p.m. The market's closed. I want to buy Apple stock. I put in an order with my broker to execute the trade, and he'll say it'll probably execute at this price. And then you can give them a buffer window kind of thing, just like if you're using a DEX or something where you have slippage.
So they essentially aggregate all the pre-market orders.
Yeah, because you can put them in, and those are all essentially at this point. They didn't used to be, but it's all pretty much public data, so you can see who's going to be buying when they come in. I had a
friend,
but there is a pre-order only for banks, not for retail. They open.
But here's the thing: like if I were to do a pre-order with Robinhood, they will take all the pre-orders for all of their clienteles, and that their pre-order books will be uploaded as a bank entity or as like a broker. So
I had a friend. It's the dumbest thing I think anyone has ever done when it comes to investing. He would put in market orders before the market opened. I'm like, are you super dumb? Why would you do that? Right? Who would do that?
I mean, the sound way of purchasing either stocks or crypto is always to use a limit order.
Yeah.
You know, set a
especially
price.
if you're doing before the market even opens.
I mean, here's the thing, like, unless you're looking at a price and you're like, this is literally a huge dip, I want it right this second. With the exception of that scenario, like if I saw Bitcoin, if I had a bunch of stablecoin and I happen to look over and there's a big red candle, Bitcoin's at 25,000, I'll be like, okay, cool, I'll pull a market order.
No.
Outside of that,
no. I'm talking about traditional markets. Where they close and they open.
I know what you're saying. It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's a market order and it's a limit order. It's
but I'm saying putting a market order in where the markets are closed.
I understand. I know what you're saying. I'm just saying the premise of market order. It doesn't matter if the markets are open or closed.
But it's
I get what you're saying.
It's literally different.
It's still
two
a
different
market
scenarios. But it's two different scenarios.
I'm just saying that you should be doing market orders anyways. I mean, you should be doing limit orders no matter if it's stocks or it's crypto. It doesn't matter.
I understand that.
I know you're putting in the market order before it opens, and then you could open up at a really high price. Right. And I get the premise.
You're baiting.
I'm just saying that you should always be doing limit orders, stocks or anything. Like you should always be identifying a price that you want to purchase an asset at, And the only exception should be is if you see the price of an asset is extremely oversold and it's at a level that you know is not the norm and you want to pull the trigger at that moment, then market order makes sense. Especially if it's something super volatile, it might be hard to fill in a limit order if the price is dropping drastically. Or conversely, if it's highly if it's overinflated on the price and you just want to dump it because you know you're in the super profit and it's going to retrace, then yeah, do a market order sell.
And another thing limit orders do is they take emotion away from your trading decisions. So you come up with a number, put your limit order in.
Oh no, I get more emotion when I do my limit order. I put my limit order, I'm like looking at the graph and I'm like, come on. Drop another 15 cents.
Yeah,
drop another 15 cents.
But that predetermined price.
I'm just telling you, my anxiety, I get way less anxiety just hitting market, boom, fill. I get way more anxiety if I have limit orders because I'm just sitting there staring at the chart, and then I gotta like close my fucking laptop. I'm just saying, that's myself personally.
You're less likely to make a error on a limit order than on a market order.
I don't know. You might put that decimal somewhere else, bro.
Stop limit.
Well, okay. Besides that. You're such a fucking cynic, bro.
I'm saying, like, I get it.
Just go. Do your market thing. What the fucking shit, man?
I mean, you're trying to tell me what gives me more anxiety, and I'm just telling you, I get more anxiety from limit orders. I really, truly do.
Literally has pushback on every single thing I say.
I have not pushed back on every single thing you said. You stop it right now.
Outside of two things, my bad. Yeah.
All right, taking a look at the Nasdaq. We did get a bounce here. I'd only take so much out of this because this is where we were March 28th. This is where we're at now. So we're still down. As you can see, every time you go down, you always have a little run up. So we were down. We were up at a pretty good high there, and this has all been a downward trend. But as you can see here, even go back 6 months, as you go down, you get relief rallies. So here, people might have thought in December, oh, we're about to continue our bull run. Everything's back, and then lo and behold, you go further down. Same thing here. Oh no, we're back. No, we're not. And you drop down, and then you get a bounce here. So I would only take this. I'd only read into this so much. And right now, Nasdaq is really pushing the market more so than traditionally. So definitely would keep my eyes open to what's going on in the Nasdaq. We did pump back up recently, over 3% for the day, which is huge for Nasdaq. Huge. And then crypto fear and greed index at 10. People are scared. I don't blame you. I would be scared if I was short-term trading. Just put it that way. I believe in the market long-term. I believe in the HODL. I believe in the DCA. What I would be worried about is if I'm looking for exit positions, if I'm looking to make a trade, I would definitely be worried. So with that said,
hold on. What are those refinance options? I might have to refinance my house, take some money out.
Let's see.
How much do you need?
Calculate.
How much is 10 Bitcoin?
How about over $1 million? You know what? There's a lot of houses that are over $1 million nowadays, so not a big deal. Now, taking a look at some of the traditional markets here, or not markets, but some other traditional articles. Senate, we touched on this yesterday. The Senate confirms O.G. Powell for second term, as they say. I like
Jerome Powell, man.
You do? You like the fact that he printed the money supply up to 2 times? I mean, there was some policies that got made, and you know what? The president, both Trump and Biden, so neither one of them are free of this, but both the presidents helicoptered airdrop money to all the civilians.
One of them kind of had to. Both of them kind of had to.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's the thing. There was just so much pushback on everybody.
You don't shut the economy down and cut people off from money too. You can't do that. So. Part of it wasn't their fault.
There's no blueprint. There's no like, hey, we're gonna shut down everything in the country minus hospitals for 3 months. There's really no blueprint on how to execute that in a way that doesn't mess up the markets. And so with that said, did they do a good job? No. But could they do a better job? Sure. Could anybody do a great job? No. But Jerome Powell's back. You know what? He's in the middle. We're in the middle of trying to pull down this inflation. Honestly, I don't think it's the right move, but if you think about it, if you're in the presidential cabinet and you're making a decision on who to put in here, the last thing you probably want to do is shake up the federal chair, put somebody in there that's going to go rogue and do something crazy. At least we know what this guy's probably going to do, and it's to raise interest rates by 0.25 or 0.5 or who knows. Maybe he'll do 0.75. More than likely not, but, who knows? There's no telling what's going to happen, but more than likely we know the path with this guy. And so right now, I don't know, man. Are you happy he's back?
I mean, would you rather have
I think at this point, the system's so broke, it doesn't really matter. It's not like somebody would come in and just fix the financial system.
Jerome Powell is a very, very well-educated, well-established. He has worked for some of the top companies in the world. I mean, the guy's resume is like second to none. And so for us to be like, all right, screw this guy, and then bring in someone we have no idea their history or their policy. We have no idea what they're going to do. And what? We're already screwed anyways. So what's the point? Let the guy have another term.
Look at that. Bipartisan support.
This is very unique because he was
appointed by Trump,
yes.
Reelected, basically, or not elected, but reconfirmed 2 times. Now, taking a look, also, inflation triggers California minimum wage increase in 2023. And so, looking at this, Gavin Newsom announced Thursday that state's minimum wage.
Recall him? What happened? Nothing.
Yeah, that didn't happen. So he is $15.50. Do you even think that
Bro,
if you're living at somebody else's house, let's just say you're renting a room, do you even think you can survive off of that?
In California, no.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about like gas to and from work, your car payment, and maybe
you burn more gas.
$800 a month for the room.
You're burning more gas sitting in traffic than you're actually driving to your work. So,
like minimum wage stuff, it's irrelevant at this point.
It is. Look, I'm a firm believer in. Never mind. I'm not gonna
the only people that minimum wage helps at this point. The only people that minimum wage helps at this point, in my opinion, is the migrant worker that maybe, has just gotten a Social Security card or something, and they're not very fluent in English, and they don't have any bargaining. You know what I mean? Like, so they're kind of stuck at what the first employer will give them because it's hard to get a job. Outside of that, it pertains to, your kids getting their first jobs and stuff.
Okay. Are you opposed to a controversial take?
What's that?
Okay. I don't think minimum wage jobs are meant to be able to support a family and live off of. I think minimum wage jobs.
That's what I was literally saying.
Yeah, I'm saying. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, if I say this and someone's got a minimum wage job and they're trying to support their family, I don't want to take offense to it. But
they should take offense. They shouldn't take offense to what you're saying. They should take offense to the rate.
No, I don't think
you're not telling them something that they don't already know. If you are a single mother and you're making minimum wage, there's no doubt in my mind you are struggling to make ends meet. But
you shouldn't be working a minimum wage job if you're a single mother.
That's unfortunately that's the world we live in.
You shouldn't be. It should be minimum wage jobs should be for people who are just getting into the workforce, or people who are just coming into this country. And the whole idea of life is you keep moving up, right? So all you're doing is when you raise inflation, all you do, because think about it this way, okay? Think about McDonald's. Rocco, let me get the screen. Okay, take this away. Take Robin away too. I don't like him. Oh, by the way, Robin, I think someone's trying to get a hold of you. So think of it this way, okay? Minimum wage, McDonald's raises minimum wage because they have to. Do you think that money is coming out of their pocket? Or do you think you're going to end up paying 10% more on your Big Mac meal? It's the same shit. You're making more money, but everything costs more because the minimum wage goes up. It's a cycle that doesn't have an end point. So it doesn't matter how much the minimum wage goes up because prices are going to go up equally. So what's the difference? There is no difference.
Yeah,
right? Right or wrong?
Wrongish, right?
Okay, how is it? Of course,
I just messed with you. Go ahead. I'm done.
By the way,
I said my piece.
Did you hear the Cosmopolitan gave their over 5,500 employees $5,000?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's bullshit. It's not bullshit for them, but for the other casinos on the strip, the hell you doing? I think Caesar's Palace gave out $600. $600 was their thank you to their employees.
You know what? Anything you sprinkle on top, we'll take.
I guess
it was.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. But
$600 goes a long way nowadays.
All right,
you know how much Terra Luna you can buy with $600?
Stop it, Robin.
I think we have somebody new. You wanna sprinkle your hola?
Quarter crawler?
Yeah,
He's been here.
oh, it's been,
That's 25.
25.
25. Where the hell you been, man? You know what I want to know? Where's King Coin been?
Defib at? Is Defib here?
Who cares about D?
All right.
Where King Coin been?
We got talks back also.
Where's Cy been? What's up, Talks?
No,
That's all I got.
no Defib.
No defib. Where's Russell? There he is. What's up,
Russ
Russell?
is there.
Let's get into the hot take.
Let's go hot take, baby.
That's hot.
I was gonna do it in Spanish, but I was like, how do you say our hot take? Our hot take today is this, and I wish you guys were here with us in the studio this morning because me and Robin were going back and forth, and so hopefully you'll get a replay of what we were talking about this morning. Over under 0.5% on the next Fed rate hike. I'm going over. Well, okay. Let me preface by saying it depends. If the markets are doing what they're doing now, over, right? They have to beat inflation. You have to do it. Like, that is their number one thing. Like, Biden talked about it. It's going to be the topic of all the midterms. It's going to be the topic of the presidential campaigns. And how do you do it? You got to tighten the economy to bring spending down. Yes, there's a supply chain issue. But when Jerome Powell comes out and he's very hawkish and he says, I can't promise a soft landing, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Be ready. Now, if the markets are in the gutter, Nasdaq's that week, the Nasdaq is down 10%, 12%, Dow is down, then no, it'll be under. It'll probably be under 0.5. It'll probably be 0.25. But 0.75 is absolutely on the table. But again, caveat, depends on market conditions. I'm in the thing of, I think we're in a recession. You look at employment, you look at CPI numbers, and you look at the market in general, spending. Our GDP numbers were down last quarter. The definition, the textbook definition of a recession, 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. You'll see the same thing in Q2. And it has nothing to do with inflation in a sense. It's a sense of supply chain. We're importing more than we're exporting. So that's my take, Robin. Go ahead. Say your piece.
I don't understand why you assume the federal government is going to raise the interest rate by more than 0.5%. 0.5% already is groundbreaking on its own. Like, the Fed doesn't do 0.75, doesn't do 1%. I mean, you're over here talking about over 5%. Like, okay, yeah, you're talking about, well, you want to combat inflation. If you want to combat inflation, and if you want to use your theory, your model, and just say F the markets, who cares? Why don't you increase it by 5%? I mean, honestly, if that's your goal and you literally don't care about the repercussions, why not increase it by 5-10%? If you really truly don't care about crashing the economy, if that makes no difference to you, you're like, well, I really don't care if I crash this thing and I ruin my name and I ruin my reputation. I'm just going to raise it 5%. If that's your goal, is to lower inflation, then that would be your said path. Now, with that said, that's not going to happen. They're going to do 0.25% At worst case scenario, they do 0.5%. And the reason being is that you raise interest rates every single month.
So it's a push? So it's not over or under?
No, I'm saying it's going to be 0.25%, maybe 0.5.
Okay, 0.25 is not happening. It's going to be 0.5 or more.
Look, here's the thing. They're going to lower the interest rates in correlation to how inflation goes down. And
inflation went down 0.2%.
Exactly. That's a win in their book.
Nothing.
That's a win in their book.
It was forecasted 8.1.
They're probably going to do another 0.5%, followed by another half by 0.25.
If the
what they're not going to do is going to raise it by 0.75 or 1%.
If the markets are up, it can absorb.
The markets are not up.
At the time, if the markets are up, and it can absorb an extra 0.25%, they will do a 0.75.
They're not going to. What part of the markets can absorb? We're literally teetering on major recession / depression.
According to you, the bull market's back, so we're good, right? We're good.
I was joking.
I know we can absorb. No, look, it depends on the markets. That's my answer. But I think I don't. I'm more of a. It's more likely than
why don't you use this revolutionary idea? It doesn't depend on the markets. The markets depend on the inflation rate. And the markets depend on the Fed rate.
The markets react.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't say, well, it matters what the markets do for the interest rate, and it's the opposite. The markets react to the interest rate. So right now the markets are on a decline. So if you raise the interest rates like a freaking, you turn the knob super hard here. It's me turning the knob super hard. Turn on the dial.
What's up, Henry?
You're gonna literally crash the market. That's what's gonna happen. And Jerome Powell ain't trying to ruin his name and reputation.
Bro, he's done, man. His career is over after this.
He doesn't give a shit. He's gonna be in there. He's gonna be in there for the next 50 years, bro.
Okay. What is he, immortal? Is he a transformer?
Dude, you think he just wants to hang up his coat after this one?
Who wants to work when they're 80 unless you're Biden?
Dude, man, these politicians, they just naturally work,
Warren Buffett,
work forever, bro.
Charlie Munger, how is he still kicking, bro?
At what point is enough that you just go and retire and sit on your porch and like hang out with your wife or whatever?
I want to do that
and like feed ducks
in
and stuff.
8 years and just do YouTube videos and just bring crypto content to my crypto fam. I love you guys. All right, Rocco, what do you think? Whose side are you on? Mine or Robin's? Pick a side.
Oh, no.
Pick a side. Don't play politics, bro. Pick a side.
I can have my own opinion.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, all right, fair. Give your own opinion. Then. What do you think? What do you think?
Well, what I think is the fact is uncertainty and the way the market goes, nobody knows really what's going to happen. All these measures that are in place, there is no way to know if they're going to work. Long term, of course, everything recovered. We have the peak, we have the downturns and everything. I rather prefer, like you said last time, to go all the way in. Okay, how much we need to adjust? 8%. That's what we need to, like one time and crash everything.
You can't. Well, you can't.
But you can do that.
But you need to. They're saying macro experts are saying you need to get interest rates by the end of the year up to over 4% to even get inflation down to the 3% range they want to get it down to.
Well, it feels just
that's what the macros are saying, the macroeconomists. And these are the guys that literally all they do is study these things. So I'm not going to sit here and say they're wrong.
Here's the thing. It's a sheer numbers game. So if you have 8% inflation, you need...
It's a big...
If your interest rate is 8%, ideally what you need to do is have 8% interest rate. I mean, to offset it. So what you're doing naturally is just slowly bringing it down by bringing up the number slowly, and that's what they're doing. So I mean, if you wanted to tackle that thing, you would throw a 10% interest rate hike. I know that is we've done it before. It's not like it's in some uncharted territory, but you raise it by 10%. You know what's going to happen the next month? It ain't gonna be 8%. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Just do it. Just stick the knife all the way in. Stop slowly putting it in. Just shove the knife into our rib cage and get it over with. All right.
Let's get into talking points.
Let's get talking points.
All right, let's do it.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Let me take it.
Mucho.
Hold on. Wait.
Oh.
It's too late.
All right, Rocco.
Before we get into the articles, though, I got something I want to share.
Okay, hold on. Before you do that, I got something I gotta say. Hold on.
And
hold on.
Before.
Okay, now you gave your take. So who's are you on my side or Robin's side? You think
Mine
seven?
is
Hold
on
on,
the side, right
I need to
here.
know.
Okay, so why I gotta
0.75
pick a side?
More than 0.5 or less than 0.5? Do you think?
More.
More. Thank you very much. Robin, go ahead, please.
Okay, so where we at?
Okay.
Go ahead. Pull up Robin's laptop.
Other side. Other side Meta. Blue check mark. Twitter. They posted. What did they post?
Here we go.
It's a preview of the game. So, this is supposedly the other side Meta. Take a look at that.
Is there audio?
Not really.
It's like chirping.
Take Robin's face away real quick, Rocco. I want to see
Some sound.
What is this called? What kind of game is this called? Will you travel the world, or you travel like in the game?
Metaverse.
No. It's just it's a
Literally what we've been talking about with every metaverse. It's an open world.
open world. There it is. Jesus.
What do you think a metaverse is?
I was talking. So you can't have any other style game in the metaverse, like a RPG or whatever. I'm not a gamer, so I don't really know. Like the first person stuff.
Metaverse, literally, think about what the word meta is. It's all encompassing. It's everything. Metaverse. So it's like the
But
universe.
this is their game in the metaverse, and if it's all encompassing,
no,
it could be multiple
metaverse
things.
is in itself. If you're going to claim
Where's
to be a
Crypto
metaverse,
Stash?
then
Where's
that-
Crypto Stash?
If you're going to claim to be the metaverse, that means your platform
And monkeys don't walk.
is a
What kind of
is
bullshit
a
is that? Wait, monkeys do walk. Never mind.
So what do you
They
think?
don't
The
run.
game is ready, or you think it's just a video?
Listen.
no, that's them using a video game engine and
Yes,
doing
they're
graphics.
not
and-
planning on building
Yeah.
it from scratch. They are using stuff that's already out there.
I mean, that's what every video game does. They take
Well,
an engine. It's not like they're building. It's not like the thing is you go to build a video game. You don't build a computer and then build the software. Like you use Unreal Engine. You use Epic. There's lots of different video game softwares that build like lighting effects and things like that. And then from there you can use their templates, and then you can take their templates and build on it. So I mean, you could build something like this pretty quickly with the right software. So
I was trying to mouth the words you were saying.
mm,
All right. That was pretty cool, man.
yeah.
And guess what coin is going to power that ecosystem? I wonder.
But guess what game we just saw that won't be launched for 3 years?
At least you got a preview.
Yeah,
Robin's just a
so-
metaverse hater.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, hold
You a
hold
hater.
the token, hold the token for 3 years without using it. See how that works.
You a hater. All right. Let's go to my laptop and let's get into our very first article. We are going to talk about. What is the article? Binance's CZ is disappointed with Terra team's collapse response. Binance delisted the Terra tokens Luna and UST early Friday after Luna plummeted below 1 cent. Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, the richest person in crypto, has called out Terraform Labs over its response to Terra's collapse. He goes on to say, some of our users, unaware of the large amounts of newly minted Luna outside the exchange, started to buy Luna again without understanding that as soon as deposits are allowed, the price will likely crash further. Due to these significant risks, we suspended trading. CZ, man of the people, didn't have to do this, but he did. I am very disappointed with how this UST Luna incident was handled or not handled by the Terra team. We requested their team to restore the network, burn the extra minted Luna, and recover the UST peg. So far, we have not gotten any positive response or much response at all. That is concerning. And he compared it to when Sky Mavis and how they handled their $550 million hack. That happened on the Ronin chain with Axie Infinity. They said they took accountability, they had a plan, and were communicating with Binance proactively. Terra Luna hasn't done any of that, which adds to the people have lost confidence in them. If you lose the confidence of the CEO of the world's largest exchange, the world's wealthiest crypto person, you ain't coming back. If you lose his trust, you will never get a listing on Binance, Do-Kwon. Ever. You've officially been blacklisted from crypto.
Here's the thing. You're going to compare it to Axie Infinity. It wasn't that Axie's chain was flawed. It wasn't that the game was flawed. So by comparison, you have something that could rebound. There's literally no rebounding for Terra Luna. The problem is it's not that it was a DApp that got exploited. It wasn't a secondary chain or some wormhole, or it wasn't any of that. It was the base principle for Terra Luna. It was just the white paper first sentence. It was literally, you have a stable coin, algorithmic stable coin, and you have Terra Luna. The two balance each other out. That is literally the white paper like headline for Terra Luna. So the base idea is broken. So you look at Axie Infinity and not at all the same situation. You had the secondary Ronin chain that had an exploit. Basically, you just patch that thing up, you say sorry, you do damage control, you give people money back, and you try not to have that happen again. And so I see, the thing is like, I get it. Like, I don't know. Here's the thing. If I was in charge of a company that it just completely went under and failed and everybody lost their money and everybody's looking at me, I don't know, man. I don't know what I would say. David, what would you say? If you have a $50 billion company and everybody lost their money and your project that you've been working on for your life pretty much just collapsed. I mean, would you, I get it. It's easy to say in the other chair, well, he should have did more. He should have said this. He should have said that.
Well, what he's saying is they didn't communicate with us. They didn't tell us their plan, so we had to delist them. That's all he's saying. You can't tell me, Do-Kwon, sorry, I've been quiet, or razor focus. It takes 2 fucking seconds to send a tweet out. I'm sure you have secretaries. Bring them in the room with you. Hey, this is what we plan on doing. I think, like, come on, man. That's bullshit. But I think as the project's going down, you're trying to patch it to a point to where it doesn't completely collapse. Even though experts will all agree that's going to happen. But for Do-Kwon, he's all like, all right. What can we do here? Let's move some money here. Let's try to grab some capital from some VC funds, and then we can pay him back, and then maybe we can support the, you know what I mean? Like, dude's trying. And so, like, what are you supposed to say? Like, hey, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. Like, dude's just over here just damage control, bro. The ship is sinking, and the last thing he wants to do would be communicating with your community, and he hasn't done that.
I'm just saying, from the outside looking in,
he had time to go take a piss.
On the outside looking in, it's easy to say you should have did this, you should have did this, you should have did this.
I don't buy the communication excuse.
I'm not saying
it takes 2 seconds.
I'm not saying what he did is right. I'm not saying that. Hey,
I'm not saying it was intentional.
What he did was intentional.
Like, I'm just saying your communication skills suck.
It's easy to when you fail. It's easy for other people to be like, well, you failed. You should have did this and this. This is how you should have handled your failure. People handle failure different ways. Some people crawl in a little corner and cry. Some people hide. Some people step up and admit
when you
faults.
Have other people's money on the line, I don't give a shit
I mean,
how you handle
shit.
Look at it. You can handle look at it the right way.
You can look at it as a doctor with malpractice by failing on his job. You can look at it as a lawyer doing something unethical. Like whatever you do in life, when you utterly fail, how you handle and address your failures is it's what makes people different, bro. You handle failure different than I do. And he handles failure different than I do. But it's super easy for somebody to be like, well, my morals, if I failed, I would have did this. That's all I'm saying. It's like, whatever. The dude sucks. His project sucks. His response sucked. Whatever. But I'm not going to sit here and waste my time and say that he should have did this or should have did that. So,
yeah. All right, let's move on to our next article. Coinbase users lose wormhole Luna UST after sending it to the exchange. During the recent death spiral of UST and Luna, many tried to send their tokens to their Coinbase wallets, and they ended up losing them altogether. The problem emerged from the main Terra bridge's tendency to transfer wormhole Luna and UST automatically, as Coinbase does not support as Coinbase does not support Wormhole, Luna, and UST, users' tokens disappeared. And this is a quote. This is a post from Reddit and Twitter. Coinbase is telling me that they will not do anything about this, and the funds are locked, while also claiming that if they do happen to list Wormhole, Luna, and UST one day, the funds will automatically show up. They are obviously able to remediate the situation, but are choosing not to on their own accord. They also are unwilling to escalate this further. Okay, I'm not trying to be a cynic here, but does it really fucking matter? No, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, seriously. Does it really matter?
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
All right. Well, yeah, you know what? It's just so many different variables popping off. And with something tanking, it's like everybody's scrambling, bro. Everybody's scrambling to get rid of their poison. You know what I mean? Because essentially you're holding on to a token, you know it's dying, and you're looking at it as poison. And so, yeah, there you go. I don't know.
All right, let's move on to our next article.
All right.
Canadian Bitcoin ETF adds 6,900 Bitcoin in one day as GBTC discount hits record low. According to data from on-chain monitoring resource CoinGlass, on May 13th, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is now trading at nearly a 31% discount. The Purpose Bitcoin ETF, which is Canada's ETF, added a little over 6,900 Bitcoin in a single day on May 12th, marking its biggest single day buy in its history. And this is what you get when you have a spot ETF. You will get tons of this. So when we talk about how important a U.S. spot ETF is, this is what will happen. Every time there's a dip, the spot ETF company will go and buy Bitcoin, which will stabilize the price. This is why there's so much importance we put on spot ETFs. And this is why. Purpose now has a little over 41,500 Bitcoin under management, beating its previous 36,000 high set in March this year. Robin, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this is just blueprint, textbook, what happens when you have an ETF. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. I just think right now there's not a ton of volume in Bitcoin, at least compared to where we were, say during our the top of our bull run. I mean, we were sitting at, was it $2.5 trillion market cap? Yeah. So I think it doesn't matter what country it is. Obviously, if the U.S. Offers a Bitcoin ETF, it's going to, we're one of the biggest financial markets. You're going to see tons of volume. But if you would have got an ETF launched in Brazil or wherever, it doesn't matter what country, and you were to launch that in the height of the bull market, you're going to see tons of volume. You're going to see so much buy orders. So it's just typical, I guess. So nothing here. So
all right, let's move on to our next article. SEC's Hester Pierce.
We got Forrest on though.
Oh, we got him on. All right,
yeah,
let's stop our articles. Let's bring in the man, Forrest. Yeah, go ahead, bring him on. Forrest, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. Apologies, I had a scheduling conflict and completely dropped the ball on communication. So apologies for being late today.
Hey,
glad to be here.
You're never too late for some TA, bro.
No worries, man. No worries, brother. Hey, so before I get into TA, just give us your thoughts. I mean, we have to ask you. We haven't talked to you in a week. Give us your thoughts on this whole Terra situation. Can it come back? Is the project dead? Like, what's your thinking?
I think it's dead, and the people that are tossing in $100 here, $100 there are basically just paying the shorters. They're getting taken advantage of a little bit. I get the idea, like, hey, I'll just throw in $100 and get like thousands and thousands of Luna, and if it ever comes back, then I'll be a millionaire. Maybe that's the play, and maybe it's worth it. But I don't see faith being restored into the project at all. It's just there's nothing in my research that would indicate like they can stop this kind of attack from happening again. But again, to be fair, I haven't done a ton of deep research on what it is. I'm staying away from it. I just think the most important investment decision, especially when we're in a really, really down market, and your portfolios are down, the most important investment decision is the next investment decision. And right now, Terra Luna it doesn't seem like the low risk, good calculated investment decision to be making, and that's what I want to focus on. So yeah, I mean, we'll see if it comes back. If it doesn't,
this is a once in a lifetime, low risk, no reward type of situation.
Yeah, we opened up our show kind of with that premise too. I was kind of like, putting exclamation points behind. I'm like, what are these content creators doing when they're talking about dollar cost averaging to Terra Luna? I just think it's on par for dollar cost averaging into a meme token that's only listed on PancakeSwap. You know what I mean? Like, I think at this point the risk is pretty comparable as far as a project like that. So I think just even having that narrative of discussing,
it's like dollar cost averaging into the horse and buggy.
Yeah,
it's not coming back.
The thing to call it now, I got this from Bill at Token Metrics. They're calling it Luna Inu now. It's a meme coin. It's Luna Inu.
Yeah. The cart and buggy thing's coming back, man. I'm telling you, you go to like any of those old cities, they got the guy with the bicycle, is pedaling people in the back. I'm telling you, man, what's trendy in the past is coming back.
All right, Forrest.
I know you're definitely gonna probably touch on Bitcoin, but I've been just a little insight on my Bitcoin strategy lately. I had a bunch of stablecoin aside. I picked up probably about 40-50% of what I set aside for Bitcoin at 36,000. And I was looking, I haven't pulled the trigger on anything else, but I was looking to do more dollar cost average or different price targets. So I was looking for some good price targets on some more Bitcoin. And maybe Ethereum too. I think now is a great time with Ethereum with the 2.0 coming out. I think the price is going to rally hard right beforehand. So with the merge.
Yeah, 100%. Let's do some price targets on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm very, very bullish on Ethereum, as you know from talking last time. We'll just jump right into the charts here. Cool. Let me go to Ethereum. Let's go to Crypto Stackers Pro first, right? So I think we could have another leg down. I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy that's being a little bit bearish. I'm a permabull because I zoom out and look at total cryptocurrency market cap and see that we are sitting on a major support trend line. And this has historically been the worst time to sell crypto. Historically, we don't want to be selling crypto here. In fact, we want to be buyers in this market. It's overstated. It's overused, but buy the dip is very true. And this is a macro dip. We had a big move up, and this is a dip. And this is the dip. These little red candles here on the weekly, those are not the dip. This is the dip. We are down, if we measure from the top here, 58, 60%, right? So this is the dip. We are on trend line support. Buying now or not buying now or even selling now, I think is a big mistake. Yes, there's a lot of fear in the market. Yes, we could go lower, but looking for some of these opportunities here in the next few days, and even the other night when Bitcoin dropped around 26K, those are the opportunities that we wait for a very long period of time. You can see the market stays overextended against this trend line. This is total cryptocurrency market cap for a long period of time, not giving us these lower risk entries until years later. We have to wait a long period of time to get these really solid entry points. And if we miss them and we don't take advantage of them when they do present themselves, we'll be kicking ourselves in a couple years. So it's important to zoom out. All right, so let's go into Bitcoin. Looking at the easy bands here, we do have meat left on the bone here for a bearish move for Bitcoin. Initially, a really solid place to buy Bitcoin is around this green dotted accumulation level. This is where we fell down to last summer. And the thing that's different this time around is before we held this 1x short level. That means the bears were really, really struggling to take control of the market, right? They kept trying to drive it below $32,500, and the bulls kept buying up Bitcoin and shoving it back up above 32.4, and the bears were not convicted enough to actually short Bitcoin and hide and not worry about their liquidation points being broken by Bitcoin making a new all-time high. And we see that Bitcoin actually did make a new all-time high. So they were right. The bears were right not to take Bitcoin below $32,000, right? Now, however, we have fallen significantly. You can see $34,500, our 1x short level, held twice. There's a legitimate strong support level. And then they just destroyed it last week. They just completely destroyed this 34,500 level. And this is the confirmation. Like, before we broke this level with conviction, I was not 100% we're in a bear market, right? And people might laugh at me in hindsight, but we saw last summer, we were not 100% in a bear market until because we could not break this with conviction. And then we went up and made an all-time high. Now we've broken it with conviction. This is where, all right, now things are looking bearish. This could be the bottom. I went ahead and I bought this initial dip. I bought it in Ethereum. I picked up some Ethereum between $1,700 and $1,800 as my first big buy of this big dip. I have been buying some Ethereum and Solana on the way down, laddering into some positions. I've had those ladder positions kind of from 39,000 and down. But those first initial ladders are very small in comparison to the conviction and the size that we want to be buying with when Bitcoin gets down to these accumulation levels, right? So I made my first big purchase of Ethereum around $1,700, $1,800. We'll go to that chart in a second, but that's just basically was the bottom of this wick. And now we want to be looking for another accumulation lower, right? So the green easy bands now, which, by the way, if we just go back in time, we have hit this green easy band in the last 4 or 5 years twice, and both of them were the best time to buy Bitcoin. The best time to buy crypto is when Bitcoin hits this green band. Now, is it possible we could hit this green band and continue to grind down or even go lower or get a crash well below it? Sure, anything's possible in crypto, but historically, Bitcoin does not get much more oversold than on this green band. We also have this green. No, go ahead.
Real quick, what is the price on that green band?
That's exactly. So what I was about to say is this green band is at $20,700. You'll note, though, this green band is moving down because it is based off of some moving averages and some margin pressure level projections off of those moving averages. So it is moving down very rapidly towards $19,700, which is our previous all-time high. So I think that 19.7 to 20K is kind of our bottom side target, where that's where we kind of get the kitchen sink out and throw it at Bitcoin. And yes, is it possible Bitcoin goes to $14,000, this high over here? Is it possible that we spew and puke below $20,000? Yes, but I think that the risk to reward at buying around $20,000 is so high, we want to be really prepared for that. So my buy orders are set more towards, I'm leaning towards Ethereum, but the corresponding buy levels for Bitcoin are going to be 24,000, right? We had our initial buy level that I talked about. It was around 26, 27 when we puked off, price action the other night. The next buy level is $24,000. That is our 1x short level off of this local high. That's a very, very important level, right? Just like we held support, right? I'll take off the easy bands for just a moment. Just like we held support at $34,500 twice and got really nice relief bounces up that we could take profits on. And just like we held support off of 29.7 off of this local high. And really, even if you bought the all-time high 1x short, you were fine, right? They couldn't take it much further below that. That was a really solid support level as well. We have a new pronounced local high at $48,000. So the 1x short level that should hold as decent support is $24,000. That's where we start to see the shorts really have to get greedy to take it below $24,000. Now, if they start using this next one, this last local high before the crash started, which is completely possible, that's the scenario where we could see them take it down to 20K. Right. So, like I said, the only investment decision that matters is the next investment decision that we make. And I want to make as responsible and correct of an investment decision as possible. For me, that's Ethereum. I think people are underestimating the merge. I get that there's a little bit of concern about the 6-month cliff on unlocking the liquidity of Ethereum staking. But what's going on with Ethereum is not only is it going deflationary, but the miners, the overhead that the miners have to pay for, the electricity, right? The mining equipment, the rental space, the overhead is disappearing. So right now, miners have to sell Ethereum to cover their overhead. Now, when we move to proof of stake towards the end of the year, right, that overhead goes away. So imagine for a moment, you've got Amazon stock, right, and it's crashing because the stock market's crashing. You got Amazon stock that's over 50% off its all-time highs. We'll go to Ethereum over here, right? We're sitting at 65% off of all-time highs at the bottom here. If we go down to $1,400, which I think is completely possible, and I've got buy orders in at $1,400, that's a 70% discount. So imagine a blue chip stock like Amazon trading at 70% off, but then you hear through the grapevine that all of Amazon's overhead, all the amount of money they have to pay their employees, all their operation costs, or the vast majority of their operational costs and overhead is going to go to zero at the end of the year. You would buy a ton of Amazon stock 70% off its all-time high because you would expect its profitability to skyrocket. That's a bit of a convoluted analogy to what's going to be happening with Ethereum. That we have that constant sell pressure that's going to be relieved off of Ethereum. Looking at the easy bands here, our current easy band level for our green easy band is $1,500. So in a very similar position in relation, if we zoom out to our previous all-time high of 1440, depending on what exchange you're on, is like 1400. Yep, these are the easy bands in TradingView. They are available for lifetime subscribers. What? Yeah, so if you go over to your lifetime subscriber of Crypto Stackers Pro and you shrink the chart out, right, and you go over to this little TradingView icon over here on the left nav bar, just type in your easy or your TradingView username, not your email address, your TradingView username, which can be found by going over here. Mine is crypto_stackers. Paste that or type that in to this little box, submit it, and you will be. I'll add you manually to the EasyBands private indicator, invite only on TradingView, which is kind of the direction I'm trying to move. I know. Go ahead.
As a step in your game up, that's cool.
Yeah. I know a lot of people love TradingView, and we have so many more cryptocurrencies available in TradingView. So I want to make it available to lifetime subscribers. Amazing. So we're going to be adding some other indicators as well, and potentially be able to even develop more indicators aside from that.
Question on Ethereum. So I was looking a couple of days ago when it hit, was it like 1,800 or something like that? It was there for like 6-7 hours, something like that. And I was kind of kicking myself in the butt for not pulling the trigger on an $1,800 Ethereum. I know you're kind of, leading, getting into that narrative anyways, but are we going to see the $1,800 Ethereum? I know you were discussing the $1,500 easy band there at the bottom, probably going to retest it. But I mean, what I'm saying is, did I miss out, or am I going to get another chance at that $1,800 Ethereum? What say you?
I'm 60-40. I think 60% chance we get another stab at it. We get another chance at 1,800, get another a chance at like 1,500 to 1,400. I've got my orders set for 14. Like I'll probably do like 1,503 or like 1,510, somewhere above 1,400 to make sure I get filled. And that is probably that's going to be the largest single crypto purchase I've ever made if we see $1,500 Ethereum. So just throwing that's how bullish I am. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If we go down to 700 or 900, I really don't care because I believe it's going to bounce back in the future. Right. So yeah, I've got that order cooking and getting it organized so I can put that order here in the next day or two, and hopefully it fills and bounces back up. I will give you guys the bullish scenario, the scenario that the bottom is potentially in, and that is that usually the crypto market, Bitcoin, on these big crashes like in the pandemic, March of 2020, the crypto market and Bitcoin bottom comes in a little bit before the stock market bottom comes in, the S&P 500 comes in. This, I believe I've shown this before here. This is just a fractal analysis comparing the 2010 midterms to our current midterm election cycle. And you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to understand that whatever party is in power in the current administration does have some incentive to drive stock prices up, equities up, the economy up before midterm elections. And, are we too far gone with inflation for them to really be able to have any control over it? I don't know. I don't know what they can do or what they plan to do. But this is a fractal that we've been following extremely closely. And if the bottom is in for equities here, and the S&P 500 is bottoming as, would be projected with this 2010 fractal, then maybe we could rally from here. And that would be the bullish scenario, in which case that's fine. We all want to see our crypto go back up. Bought the dip pretty aggressively and be happy with what I've been able to buy so far. And it'd be great to get a nice little relief rally and be able to de-risk, hopefully sometime in October, November around the ETH merge launch, and take some profits. So that's the bullish scenario. I'm leaning a little bit more towards another leg down, if I'm being honest, though. I do think that we could get another leg down here out of Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Are you staying away from alts in the short term?
I am.
Really volatile.
Yeah, so
that's
I've
my
boiled
strategy, and I'm just seeing if you kind of share the same sentiment.
I'm sorry, your strategy is to stay away from alts or to pick them up cheap?
Yeah, outside of so I'm bullish on Cardano, Ethereum, and Bitcoin right now. Those are just the only thing I'm gonna DCA into at the moment until maybe the bull market kind of starts coming back. That's where I'm at. So I didn't know what you thought.
Yeah. So I'm in agreement with you. Mine are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Solana, I just like it. I think it's going to bounce back. I see the merits behind Cardano as well. So yeah, I would overall agree with you. I'm trying to stick to large caps. Anything that's not a long-term conviction play, right? If you bought something in the bull market, it should have been something that you were convicted. If you bought a low cap and you didn't take profits on it, it should have been in something that you are planning to be in for a very long period of time, like 2, 3, 4 years. So I've made those investments. One of them on the NFT side of things is V1 Punks. On the crypto low cap side of things, it's Nano. Those are my two conviction plays that I will just hold them into the ground. They don't Nano makes up a pretty large portion of my portfolio. I took a sizable position in it. But everything else, I'm trying to just consolidate into the large cap, lower risk stuff, de-risk a little bit. Very bullish on Ethereum. I expect the way I plan to play it is really go big on Ethereum into the merge, right? And then be able to take profits, hopefully, right, if everything goes well, and then go into Bitcoin pre-halving, right? And just really de-risk and play those big, large macro catalysts that we all know are going to happen, but nobody prepares for ahead of time. Everybody, it's just like the best time to prepare for the Bitcoin halving is a year and a half in advance. And right now we're just a little under 2 years out. So just going to be very patient, taking advantage of these large macro catalysts and hold on to my conviction plays. And I've kind of got that my high risk, high beta play right now is Solana, right? And that's, if yours is Cardano, that makes a ton of sense to me as well, right? You kind of, structure your portfolio in a lower risk manner and you still want that altcoin, but Cardano and Solana are in the top 10. It's not like we're degenning in on Shiba Inu when in a bear market kind of thing.
Yeah, but what are you not concerned with what happened with Terra? With Solana having issues with their network going down, it doesn't concern you at all?
Not particularly, just because the UST peg was more an issue with like the algorithmic backing of the Terra stablecoin, and I don't see that on Solana. Solana is just centralized chain. It's basically you have like on one side you have Ethereum, which is not yet super as scalable as Solana, but it's super secure and really, really well backed. So you've got, it's very secure, not as scalable, but on the Solana side and very decentralized. And on the Solana side, you have centralized, has network issues, right? But it's super, super scalable. And I think what we'll see is we'll probably see both succeed, but we may see the pendulum swing one way or the other, right? We may see people prioritize, scalability over decentralization or vice versa. So it's a decent little hedge against, the pendulum swinging that direction. I was not a big fan of Solana, especially around $200+, but as cheap as it is now and what I'm seeing with the growth on it, become more and more of a fan. Again, it feels wrong being I'm kind of a crypto decentralized purist. So it feels dirty to get into Solana because it is centralized. I completely admit that. But I think it has merits, and I think it does potentially have a place in the market. And I'm seeing market adoption in terms of user base growth with STEPN, with Hive Mapper, which is another one that's going to be like Google Maps, and it'll be like Google Maps, but and similar to STEPN, but you just put a dash cam in your car, and it's kind of like Helium Network, where it just you earn rewards for driving around. That's being built on Solana. And then we're seeing the NFT and gaming ecosystem start to come online a little bit with Solana. So again, way, way, way more heavily allocated towards Ethereum. But that's kind of my higher beta, higher risk, hedge play in all of this. Again, still top 10 token.
I think there's definitely a big space as far as, market cap for more of a centralized, network like Solana, perhaps. Basically, there's a lot of companies that want to get into a lot of traditional finance or just industry in general that want to play in blockchain. They want to be part of crypto, but they want to have some of the control features that you would get with more centralization, more of the safeguards, more of an entity that can change things if need be, if things go awry, versus if you have decentralization, like an algorithm, for example, if we're on the subject, where if something's wrong with the coding and you can't necessarily go in and change it because you're more decentralized, it's you're free falling there. So
are you out, Forrest, on algorithmic stablecoins completely?
Not well. So I'm like a USDC DAI kind of person anyway to begin with. I don't like using Tether unless I have to use a leveraged trading exchange. Tether's probably the next big a Tether bank run is probably the next big crypto blow up, the next big catalyst for a massive crash. I think it's just a ticking time bomb. I'm not going to not be exposed to crypto because I'm worried about Tether blowing it all up. It could blow it all up tomorrow. It could blow it all. I mean, we saw Tether start to depeg a little bit. It dropped to 80 something cents on some exchanges.
94 cents.
94 on, a lot.
And
so
we were screaming here, and we were like, holy crap. If, because there's so many trading pairs at Tether on all the exchanges, we were just like, whether or not you believe in Tether or not, just a simple ecosystem, removing Tether from the ecosystem, if it went belly up, it would set the crypto back.
It's super susceptible to a bank run. I believe it's backed 40 to 50% by commercial paper, which is just debt. So it's if everybody went to go cash in their Tether at the same time and there was a bank run, they can't pay everybody out. The peg would depeg. It would be a disaster. So is that bank run going to happen? I don't know. It could happen in this crash. It could happen this week. It could happen 4 years from now. It could happen 20 years from now. It's just an additional risk to investing in crypto right now in the state of the crypto ecosystem. But as far as algorithmic stablecoins, I've seen really promising things out of Frax and Frax Share. That's one. I know I expect them to be attacked like crazy. If someone made a ton of money attacking Terra Luna and UST, there's money to be made attacking these algorithmic stablecoins. They're going to be put to the test. The other one that's interesting is UXD, which is one that's being built on Solana that is backed by a delta neutral position, perpetuals position on Bitcoin. Really, really interesting. And then Near Protocol has one coming out called USN that I haven't done enough deep research on to really explain. But that one's interesting as well.
And then you got Cardano.
I mean, Cardano. Yeah. What's the one from Cardano called?
Jed.
I forgot.
Jed.
JED.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
just I think the future, because everybody's in crypto for this decentralized kind of nature. Hey, I want to get away from the government and large institutions that control everything. The algorithmic stablecoin makes sense, especially in our space. And so for me, I think it will be adopted. I just think because of the failures of all algorithmic stablecoins in history, and I think the magnitude of the Terra Luna UST that just happened, I think it's going to take some time. I think, first of all, people's trust in just that system alone is going to take years. And so, I mean, I don't see an algorithmic stablecoin getting another run as far as getting into the top 10 for another at least 2 years or 3 years. But I think with just time and, people feeling comfortable with something being attacked over and over again for years and holding its space and not losing its peg and going under. But I think that is a future. Just right now, I wouldn't touch it. I got no interest in taking that risk. So,
in I'll be honest, I'm not in love with just the idea of stablecoins in general. People forget that whether it's an algorithmically backed stablecoin or it's backed by, it's a Tether stablecoin, or if it's, a centralized entity backing the stablecoin with dollar reserves like USDC or DAI, it's a, collateralized with Ethereum or Bitcoin. They all have their inherent risks, but at the end of the day, they're also pegged to fiat currency. And I think the more dependent we become on stable coins, the further we stray from the initial vision of crypto, right? The initial vision of Bitcoin and crypto is like to be used as a currency, a decentralized currency. So as long as we rely on stable coins that are pegged to the dollar, which is a centralized currency subject to inflation, subject to the Fed printing a bunch of it and dilution. All that to say is I just think stable coins they have their place, but they're not the long-term solution because they're essentially just fiat. They're essentially an extension of the fiat currency system. And I would much rather see base pairs in Bitcoin, base pairs in Ethereum. I'm a big Nano fan. I know a lot of people aren't on that ship yet, but I just think just digital cash in general needs to be adopted in order for us to move away from the fiat currency system.
Amen to that. All right, Forrest.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your knowledge. And
thanks, absolutely. Thanks for having me, and apologies again for the scheduling conflict and my communication on that.
Oh, you're good. It works out because you're like wrapping up our show. We normally do our tea at the end of the show anyway, so... well, anyway, we'll see you next week. And for those of you in the chat that, got good knowledge, you got good insight, go visit Forrest on his YouTube channel. Also follow him on Twitter. And if you like to trade, if you're looking for new trading software, if you're looking for buy and sell signals, and you're looking for something that's got a clean user interface, we love CryptoStackers Pro. So
I believe you're raising the price, right? Soon?
Yep. We're going to be increasing the price, which feels just heartless right now in this market. I'm sorry, guys. I just feel like a horrible person. This is where the money's
made, so you got to pay to play.
Yeah. The price will be increasing to be competitive with other products in the market. It'll probably be like $49 a month and $1,499 for a lifetime subscription. I know that's extremely expensive. But I think it's a product that is worth it. The good news is that's not until the end of May. So if you want to lock in $9 a month forever or $299 for a lifetime subscription,
what a steal, man!
$300 for forever.
What a steal! There you go.
All right, thank you again, Forrest.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks.
See you next week. Enjoy your weekend.
Have a good one, brother.
You too.
All right, man. Yeah, man. You better lock that in now, man. It's a freaking deal.
I was gonna ask Forrest. He said, "I got my orders in at $600, $700
for Bitcoin?
Ethereum." For Ethereum.
Over Ethereum.
I was gonna ask him. I feel like Forrest would have laughed.
I think sub 1,000 is gone, dude.
Yeah,
I don't think those days are coming back.
No. But I will pick up ETH at 1,700 for sure,
dude. Man, I am telling you, you know what? I got so focused on my Bitcoin buys and like targets. And I was sitting there looking, and I got cash on the side for I want to get into Ethereum, but I obviously I'm just kind of unsure what I'm picking up at what price. I just know right now is a good time to buy. I don't think there's a bad time to buy in this little kind of channel that we're trading in right now. So I don't know, man. I'm looking at Ethereum now. I'm like, hey, Ethereum, do me a
What
favor.
the hell wrong with you?
Do me a favor. Go back down to 1,800 because your boy trying to pick up some more ETH. Now, are we gonna move into any more articles or just gonna call it?
We are done.
We done, so?
Yes. Yeah, the rest weren't of that much importance, anyways.
Okay. Well, I will say this, man. We had a great week. What a week, man. I mean, people lost money. If you lost money, we're sorry, man. And I'll just say this. You'll bounce back. Don't quit on us. If you lost money in Terra Luna, you took some L's in your portfolio.
And don't quit on yourself either.
And also, I know the portfolios are down in general as far as in the last 8 months. So, but if you've been in crypto for a long time, you know you're probably still in the green. If you got in a little late, just know now's the time to buy. We're going to have huge run-ups. You're in the right space. Just might not be the exact right time a couple months ago, but we're in the right time now. Now's the time to be into crypto when these prices are discounted because they're only going to go up from here. So,
straight up.
But yeah, man, what a week, man. What a week. I'm glad to take a weekend. I'm glad to take the weekend off and kind of unwind from crypto.
You just had 2 days off. Shut your mouth. You don't need any more time off.
Yeah, but I was literally on vacation, glued to my phone. I'm like, what? Just like, what is going on? Tether's down. I was like, Tether's about to go down.
Bad
UST
timing, Robin,
collapse.
bad timing.
Do Kwon is a con. I'm just like, bro, just all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah.
I was beside myself, just like, wow. So, anyways, I'm gonna unplug for the weekend. I'm not gonna.
You ain't
look at
unplugging shit because you're gonna have a video to edit. Anyways, roll the outro music, you guys.
Yeah, I do got a video edit.
Right, yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Forrest again. Appreciate him coming on our channel. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel, follow him on Twitter, and use his software if you like trading. So, on behalf of myself, Robin and Rocco, love you guys. Enjoy your
And
weekend.
shout out to Running Rebel, the guy that does our song. I was talking to him yesterday. Super appreciative that we're playing it here at the end. I know D-Fib's a big fan of Running Rebel.
D-Fib's not here. So.
Where is D-Fib?
I'll be at home waiting for you. All right, guys. We will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Peace.
Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. The times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on a island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. She say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bag. Said she ready for the next time, whoa, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lace. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I will pay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Question marks along your brain, wonder if you should try again. Look at me inside your braces. Can't focus when we face to face. Plenty things I could go say. Name a place I go and pay at. Said she won't know, boo. Been around the world, plenty things I can show you. Taking flights to GA